Hi there, welcome to my channel. If you want to learn English through fun and easy stories, make sure to subscribe and join us every week. This is the story of Lena, a quiet girl with a big dream. She was afraid to speak, afraid to make mistakes, but step by step, she found her voice. Lena's journey is not just about learning English. It's about courage, growth, and hope. If you've ever felt shy or unsure, this story is for you. Lena is a quiet girl. She does not talk much. She wants to speak, but she is shy. In class, she listens. She watches. She wants to speak English, but she feels afraid. She thinks, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh at me? So she says nothing. Day after day, she stays quiet. A small step. One day, the teacher smiles at Lena. Lena, would you like to try? The teacher asks gently. Lena looks down. Her heart beats fast. But then, she remembers something her mother said. If you never try, you'll never grow. So very softly, Lena says one word. Just one word. Apple. The class is quiet. Then the teacher nods. Good job, Lena, she says kindly. Someone else smiles at her. Lena feels warm inside. No one laughed. No one was mean. That night, Lena tells her mother, I said a word in class today. Her mother hugs her. I'm proud of you, she says. Lena smiles. The next day, Lena tries again. She says two words, red apple. The teacher nods again. Very good, Lena. Each day, Lena speaks a little more. Her voice grows stronger. She learns new words. She makes new friends. She still feels shy sometimes. But now she knows it's okay to be shy. It's okay to make mistakes. Learning takes time. One day, the teacher says, we will have a small English presentation. Lena feels nervous again, but this time she prepares. She practices at home. She speaks to her teddy bear. She whispers to the mirror. The day comes. Lena stands in front of the class. Her hands shake. Her voice is soft. But she begins. Hello, my name is Lena. I like books. I like apples. I like learning English. The class claps. The teacher smiles. Lena smiles too. After the presentation, a girl named Sarah walks up to Lena. I liked your talk, she says. Lena blushes. Thank you, she says. Sarah sits next to Lena at lunch. They talk a little. Just a few words, but it feels nice. Each day they talk more. They laugh. They help each other with English words. Lena feels happy. She is not alone. Now Lena has a friend. One day, a new student comes to class. His name is Amir. He is very quiet. He does not speak. Lena watches him. She remembers how she felt before. She walks to Amir and says, Hi, I'm Lena. Amir looks up. He smiles a little. Lena shows him her notebook. She teaches him a word, pen. Amir repeats, pen. Lena smiles. She is helping now. She feels brave. One morning, the teacher says, We are starting an English club. You can join if you want to practice speaking. Lena feels nervous, but also excited. She tells herself, just try. You don't have to be perfect. She goes to the English club after school. There are 5 students there, and the teacher. They play games, they read short stories, they take turns talking. Lena listens. Then she speaks a little. Day by day, her voice gets louder. She laughs more. She learns new words like brave, helpful, and smile. She likes English club. One Friday, the teacher gives everyone a small letter. It says, "Dear Lena, I see your hard work. I see your courage. I see your heart. You are learning. You are growing. I am proud of you. Keep speaking. Keep shining. Your teacher." Lena reads the letter again and again. Her eyes are full of tears, happy ones. That night she writes in her notebook, "I can speak English. I am learning every day. I will not give up." She closes the book and smiles. She feels proud of herself. The teacher says, "Next week, we will go on a school trip to the museum." Lena feels excited, but she is also a little worried. What if I don't understand the guide? What if I say the wrong word? Sarah touches her arm. "Don't worry, we'll go together." On the day of the trip, Lena packs her notebook and a pen. She wants to learn new words. Sarah touches her arm. "Don't worry, we'll go together." On the day of the trip, Lena packs her notebook and a pen. She wants to learn new words. "How old is this clock?" The guide smiles. "Over 200 years old," Sarah whispers. "Good question, Lena." Lena feels proud. She is learning. She is trying. She is not afraid to ask anymore. Back at school, the teacher says, "You will work in groups, make a short English story, and present it." Lena is in a group with Sarah, Amir, and two other students. They sit together. "What should our story be about?" one asks. Lena has an idea. "Let's make a story about a shy girl who learns to speak English." Everyone likes the idea. They write the story together. Lena helps with the words. Amir helps with the drawings. On presentation day, Lena reads one part. Her hands still shake a little, but her voice is calm. When the story ends, the class claps. Later, the teacher says, "That story was beautiful, and Lena, I'm so happy to see your confidence." Lena smiles big. She has come so far. Now Lena speaks more in class. She answers questions. She even tells short stories in English. One day the teacher says, "Lena, can you help the new student, Noor? She is shy and quiet like you were." Lena nods. She sits next to Noor. "Hi, I'm Lena," she says kindly. Noor smiles a little. Lena shows her some easy words. She draws pictures to help her understand. "You don't have to be perfect," Lena says. "Just try." Noor says her first English word, "Hello." Lena claps softly. "You did it." Lena feels warm inside. She remembers how hard it was in the beginning. Now she is the helper. Now she is the light for someone else. One evening, Lena is writing in her notebook. She writes, "I used to be afraid. I used to stay quiet. But now I speak. I learn. I help. One day I want to become an English teacher." She smiles. She thinks about all the people who helped her. Her teacher, her mom, Sarah, Amir. She wants to give back. She looks at the stars outside her window. She whispers, "One day I will help many shy students, just like me." She closes her notebook and sleeps with a dream in her heart. One day the teacher announces, "Next month we will have English Day. Students will sing, act, and give short speeches in English." Lena feels her heart jump. "I want to try," she says to herself. She talks to her teacher. "I want to tell my story on English Day." The teacher smiles. "That's a wonderful idea, Lena." At home, Lena writes her story. how she was shy, how she tried, how she spoke one word, then two, and how she made friends. She practices every day in front of the mirror. She even records her voice and listens. English Day arrives. The classroom is full. Parents and teachers are there. Many students are ready to perform. Lena waits for her turn. She feels nervous but also strong. Her name is called. She walks to the front. She looks at the faces. She takes a deep breath. Then she begins. Hello, my name is Lena. I was a quiet girl. I was afraid to speak, but I tried. I learned. I made mistakes, but I did not stop. And now I am here, speaking to you. The room is silent. Then, loud claps. Her teacher stands. Her friends cheer. Her mother wipes her eyes. Lena smiles wide. She did it. After English Day, something special happens. The teacher says, Lena, would you like to help the younger students? They are just starting to learn English. Lena's eyes grow wide. Me? Help teach? The teacher nods. Yes, you can do it. Lena says yes. Every Friday she visits the younger class. She brings flashcards and drawings. She says, This is a cat. Can you say cat? The children laugh and try. Cat, they say. Lena smiles. She feels like a real teacher. One little girl holds her hand and says, I like English now. Lena's heart feels full. One night, Lena sits at her desk. She opens a new notebook. She begins to write a story. It is about a shy bird who cannot sing. The bird listens. The bird tries. One day the bird sings, just a little note, and then more, until the whole forest hears her voice. Lena draws pictures too. She finishes the book and shows her teacher. This is beautiful, Lena, the teacher says. You wrote this in English. You should read it to the class. Lena does. The students listen. They smile, they clap. Lena looks at her story and whispers, This is just the beginning. One morning, Lena's teacher says, There is a weekend English camp. Students from many schools will come. They will speak English, play games, and learn together. Lena, would you like to join? Lena feels nervous, but also excited. She says yes. At the camp, there are tents, big trees, and happy faces. Students wear name tags. They come from many places. At first, Lena feels shy again, but then she hears a girl say, Hi, I'm from River School. What's your name? Lena answers, I'm Lena. They start talking. Soon she meets more students. They share snacks, stories, and songs. At night, they sit around a campfire. One student says, Let's share a story. Lena stands up. She tells the story of the shy bird again, this time in front of everyone. They listen. They clap. One boy says, That bird sounds like me. Lena smiles. She knows she is making a difference. After camp, Lena sits alone by her window. She takes out a paper and writes a letter to her future self. Dear Lena, you were once a quiet girl. Now you speak, help, and teach. One day, you will become a great English teacher. You will write stories. You will help students who feel afraid, like you once did. Never stop learning. Never stop dreaming. Always be kind. Always be brave. With love, Lena, age 12. She folds the letter and puts it in a box. She looks at the stars. Her journey is not finished, but her heart is strong. Her voice is strong. Her dream is real. Years pass. Lena is now a teenager. She still studies hard. She still writes stories. And she still helps other students. One day her teacher says, "Lena, next year is your last year of school. What do you want to do after?" Lena answers softly but clearly, "I want to study English at university. I want to become a teacher." Her teacher smiles. "I knew you would say that." Lena starts preparing. She reads more books. She speaks more English. At home, at school, even online. She watches videos, joins study groups, and never gives up. Some nights she feels tired. Some days she feels afraid. But she always remembers, "I was the quiet girl who said one word. Now I can say anything." The day comes. Lena takes the big English exam. She does her best. Weeks later, a letter arrives. It says, "Congratulations, you have been accepted to the University of Education. Welcome to the English teacher program." Lena runs to her mother. "Mama, I got in." They hug tightly. Lena looks in the mirror and sees a new version of herself. Stronger, braver, still quiet sometimes but full of light. That night she writes in her notebook, "This is not the end. This is the beginning." Lena arrives at the university. It is big. There are many students, many buildings, and many new faces. At first, Lena feels small again. She misses her old school, her friends, her home. But she remembers, "I can be brave. I can try." She joins her first class, English for Teaching. The teacher speaks only English. At first, it is hard. But Lena listens carefully. She takes notes. She studies. She meets students from other cities and countries. One girl from another country says, "Your English is very good." Lena smiles. "Thank you." She joins a study group. They help each other. They practice speaking every day. Lena starts to enjoy university life. She joins a study group. They help each other. They practice speaking every day. Lena starts to enjoy university life. Lena feels her heart beat fast. It's her dream, but it feels so real now. She prepares her first lesson, words for animals. She brings flashcards, pictures, and a big smile. On Saturday, she stands in front of 5 little students. They are quiet. They look nervous. Lena smiles gently and says, "Hello, I'm Teacher Lena." Then she begins, "This is a cat. Can you say cat?" The children repeat, "Cat." Lena claps. "Good job." They laugh and try more words. Dog, bird, fish. When the class ends, one little boy says, "Teacher Lena, I like English now." Lena's heart is full. This is her dream, becoming real. One Saturday, Lena walks into class, but something feels different. The children are noisy. They do not listen. They talk and run around. Lena tries to start the lesson. "Let's learn new words today." But no one pays attention. Lena feels sad. She feels tired. Maybe I'm not a good teacher, she thinks. That night she sits quietly. She remembers her first teacher who smiled at her. She remembers her own fear and her love for stories. Then she has an idea. Maybe they don't need just words today. Maybe they need a story. The next week, Lena brings a big picture book. It is a story she wrote herself. about a little lion who could not roar. She sits with the children and says, "Today I will tell you a story." The children sit close. They listen. She reads slowly and clearly. The little lion was scared. Other animals laughed at him, but he kept trying, and one day he gave a little roar. She points to pictures. She uses funny voices. She makes the children laugh. Then she asks, "Can you roar like the lion?" The children shout, "Roar!" Lena laughs. They learn new words from the story. Lion, try, roar, brave. At the end, a girl says, "I want to make my own story too." Lena feels something powerful inside her. She's not just teaching words, she's giving courage. She whispers in her heart, "This is my way. I teach with stories." After the success with the lion story, Lena has a new dream. "I want to write simple books for children who are learning English." She starts writing small stories. A turtle who learns slowly, a bird who is afraid to fly, a tree who cannot grow tall but gives shade to others. Each story is full of easy English, big pictures, and big hearts. She shares the books with her Saturday class. The children love them. They want to read more. One student says, "Teacher Lena, can I take the story home?" Lena nods. "Of course." At night, she begins working on a book of stories. She calls it Small Voices, Big Hearts. 4 years pass. Lena finishes university. She wears a black cap and gown. She walks across the stage. Her mother watches with proud, teary eyes. Her teacher from long ago sends a note. "You did it, Lena. I always knew you would." Soon, Lena gets her first full-time job. She is now Miss Lena, an English teacher at a small school. On her first day, she stands in front of her new class. She sees small faces, some shy, some smiling, some afraid. She smiles and says, "Hello, I'm Miss Lena. I was once a quiet student, just like you." Then she takes out her book. "I want to tell you a story." And the room becomes quiet, ready to listen, just like she once did. Years pass. Lena is now an experienced teacher. She has taught many students. She has written many children's books. Some are used in schools across the country. Her classroom is warm and full of color. There are posters that say, "It's okay to be quiet. Mistakes help us grow. Every voice matters." Every day, Lena teaches English with love. She still tells stories. She still smiles at shy students. And she never forgets her own journey. Every day, Lena teaches English with love. She still tells stories. She still smiles at shy students. And she never forgets her own journey. Lena sees the quiet girl. She walks over and kneels beside her. "Hi," Lena says kindly. "I'm Miss Lena. You don't have to talk yet. Just listen. And when you're ready, your voice will come." Lena sees the quiet girl. She walks over and kneels beside her. "Hi," Lena says kindly. "I'm Miss Lena. You don't have to talk yet. Just listen. And when you're ready, your voice will come." Lena smiles softly. She knows that word is more than a word. It's the start of something big. After class, Lena writes in her notebook, "Another voice, beginning to grow, just like mine once did." She closes the book, looks out the window and whispers with pride, "This is why I teach." One day, the school director calls Lena to her office. She says, Miss Lena, your students love you. Your books are helping many children. Would you like to train new teachers? Lena is surprised. Me? Teach the teachers? The director smiles. Yes, share your way, your heart, your voice. Lena thinks about it. Then she says, yes, I would love to. Soon Lena begins speaking at workshops. She tells new teachers, speak with kindness, teach with stories. Look for the quiet ones. They need you the most. Young teachers listen. They take notes. Some cry, some smile, and some say, Miss Lena, you remind me of why I started. One day, Lena receives an email. A group is making a video about inspiring teachers. They ask, would you like to share your story? Lena thinks about her past. Her first word, apple, her shaky voice in class, her little students, her lion story, her books. And then she writes, yes, I would like to share, because there are many Lenas in the world, quiet, afraid, but full of light. She records a message. In the video, she says, to every learner, your voice matters. Speak even if you're afraid. Make mistakes. Learn. Try again. One day you may help someone else do the same. The video spreads. People around the world hear her voice, her quiet voice, her strong voice, and many of them say, I was quiet once too, but now I believe I can grow. One day Lena receives another message. It says, Dear Miss Lena, we read your stories in our school, in another country. The children love them. Would you visit and speak to our students and teachers? Lena takes a deep breath. She has never left her country before, but something inside her says, you help students at home. Now share your heart with the world. She says yes. Soon Lena flies to another country. She sees new streets, new people, and new languages. At the school, children run to her. One small girl holds a book and says, Miss Lena, this lion is like me. Lena smiles. Even far from home, her stories speak. She meets teachers too. They share ideas. They talk about kindness, fear, and courage. Lena learns that everyone, everywhere needs love and patience to grow. When Lena returns home, she sits at her desk. She thinks, I've taught students, I've trained teachers, I've traveled, but now I want to write my most important book. She begins to write The Book of Quiet Voices. Stories for shy children, for learners who feel afraid, for those who think, I'm not good enough, for the child she once was. She fills the book with short stories, soft words, warm pictures, and gentle lessons. The final page says, you don't have to be loud to be strong. You don't have to be fast to learn. You only have to try and never stop trying. The book is published. It goes to schools, to libraries, to homes. Lena watches children read it, some laughing, some nodding, some whispering the words, and she smiles, because now her quiet voice is speaking to the world. Lena's story reminds us that every voice matters, even the quiet ones. From a shy girl to a confident teacher, she grew because she never gave up. If you're on your own journey, remember, you don't have to be perfect to begin. Just take one small step and let your light shine. Thank you for watching Lena's journey, and never stop believing in your own.